Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays Monster Train. Last episode never got off the ground, and I'm willing to say that it's not my fault at all. Forehead. Let's see where we're at here. I still think when you get hard stuck, choose your factions, okay? This is like just an inverse of the last time, but okay. Pardon me, we'll try it anyway. It's the inverse of the last time and with a worse champion, but you know, that's, you know. I actually kind of like conserving energy between turns. If we, there are a lot of situations where we have no reason. Give me that multi-strike. Works well with rage. We have no reason to play a torch or a train steward or a dreg, but we do it anyway. I guess a dreg costs 0, so it's not really a fair example. And to turn it on, it's dangerous because of the spikes with the multi-strike champion, and obviously early our champion is the only thing that does any damage for us at all. But that's okay. I choose to live with this. And in fact, now that I think about it, with multi-strike, you're just gonna die. So, probably could have thought this one through a little bit more. What we can do is put you up here. Oh, because you come in with armor, but that's okay, because you'll still have armor by the time you get to the top. I would say, why not play a dreg to do a little damage to you? Collectors on the top floor, which is great stuff. I can't in good conscience. Nah, I can do it in good conscience. Oh, it only works on imps. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna put you up in front here so you can block a shot. We didn't have to play it. We could have saved some energy, but I think this is okay. And actually, this is kind of what I wanted, really. Now we have more than enough energy to actually play Rage, and we can get something like this out there. Do we care? Yes, we do care about you, because you taking 10 damage makes you killable on this turn. What else are we looking for? I mean, we have so many zero-cost cards. You living, and we're just going to make sure you don't burn out right away, is sensible. And why don't we also have you do 4 damage? And on top of that 4 damage, why don't we have you do another 32? Now we're talking. On this floor, though, do something like this. I think we're getting out of this one just fine. There you go, 27 damage incoming. And we still got a lot of energy, so you're definitely dead. We did make it so that our champion's doing 72 damage. That's pretty solid. But it's still early on. Still early on. Dunk. Dunky, dunky, dunka. I think an Ascend is an okay one-of in a deck like this. You know, I feel like stealth on our champion, especially if we could get it brought back. Molded is really tempting as well, too. Trying to think about what we want. We really want the big units, quite frankly. So yeah, I know this is dangerous, but I still, in my genuine heart of hearts, feel like this is the play. I sincerely do. Trying to think of who does best with a little bit of rage. Like you with Endless is kind of tempting, although you are gonna get hit before you can do damage a lot of the time. But for 20 gold early on, I think this is pretty okay. And then honestly, I'm not gonna spend any more money for the time being. But what I was gonna say is when you get hard stuck, hello Tomo. Hello Tomo. Hey buddy. Hey buddy, you want to get petted, or you just want to walk by the hand that is gonna pet you and kind of look at it a little bit? When you get hard stuck, choose your factions. But when you're rolling, and we're kind of rocky rolling, you don't choose your factions there. You let your factions choose you. I forgot to mention, actually, now that I think about it, we can totally play, this is just for collector, we can totally find a way to play Demon Fiend. We just need to wait till the second time it comes around, so we've saved enough energy to do something with it. Okay, so our champion will not die in this situation. Very nice. The collector will die. You guys are not doing that much damage to our pyre, so I'm not a hater. I think our pyre is gonna wipe the floor with y'all as a result of this, basically. Trying to think of the best way to use Ascend here. Certainly we like that. Dun, 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 dun. We don't have a second Ascend, huh? I don't think using Ascend matters, which means it's nice for us. Well, let me put it this way. I actually think it... Oh, but if we move the Train Steward up here, we won't be able to play the Molten Encasement. So I actually think we probably just play a Dreg and then nothing to save energy. Because I don't think it changes the amount of damage taken to our Pyre or to our units, quite frankly. So you have Sweep, so you're gonna body these units regardless. Makes sense to me to just do something like that. Well, we're gonna draw basically a free turn. You might as well... Oh, but you're just gonna get wiped, dude. You're gonna get pancaked. Okay, we're not getting the kill. And in fact, we might just immediately lose. We lived. I honestly, I mean, let me put it this way. I was gonna say, I don't mathematically know how we could have done anything to prevent that. But that's not true. Thank you. I do know how we could have done something. I'll give that a try. I do know how we could have done something to prevent that. Quite easily. We could have not taken Demon Fiend and then had a unit that we could actually play that might have slowed them down a little bit more. I think for certain we need Pyre health. Really what we want to see is no... I think we can do that. Well, we want to see no Demon Fiend early. Is really what it comes down to. I don't know, man. I still think the Dregs are worse than the Train Stewards, but I have a feeling that decision is becoming increasingly controversial. For now, I think Petty Theft's the way to go. But I do like whatever the top one is. I actually think that it's nice to get that card out of your deck, because Petty Theft doesn't scale that well. It's just my opinion, I'm not an expert, but on low Covenant ranks, I think that Petty Theft is really good. On high Covenant ranks, or if you're turning a lot of Trials on, which is debatable whether or not I am, I suppose, but I don't think it's actually that strong. So, how do I feel about this? I freaking love it. All of a sudden, we're putting the real dent in that first floor. We saved a little energy. We can still put you up here. Everybody's doing mostly okay. You're not taking any damage. I think you just get your Steelworker going. I do think it's worth playing your 2 Train Stewards here. You know we gotta play you. That's a gimme. Both of you are dying, which is bad news. I almost think that the play is like ascend you and then just put a body in front. It's not all we can do, but it's most of what we can do. I gotta be honest, the important work is not doing anything for us right now. Pretty much just terrible. This I do not mind. You will do no damage. You're dying, but that's completely okay. Well, because you're burning out. There's nothing we can do about it. I don't mind putting another Train Steward down just to stay in front of this. This seems okay so far. But we do need to keep 4 energy for when Demon Fiend whips back around. Which could happen, probably not next turn, but the turn after. You're doing fine. I'm not worried about that Pyre damage yet. We'll put you here. And we'll blow you up. And now we're gonna save the energy. Could have killed the healer, but the healer's not doing any pyre damage. They could cause a lot of pyre damage, to be fair. Well, I don't know where you put the Ritual of Battle then. You're taking 18 damage, which means you're getting hit 1.5 times. How? How? Oh, because first, okay, 12, 1, 6. I'm running it through the old processor right now. Just work with me for a minute here. The real question, oh, no. I gotta play. It's a weird one. Wipe the healer. And then, like, play a dreg just to get out in front of this. And then you can play this. You're taking 64 now. Now you're taking 73. I don't think we play Rage. And I think we put our hopes and dreams 100% on drawing Demon Fiend right now. Or next turn. Either one would be fine. So here, because we can, you get a Molten Encasement out there. And then trigger its abilities, which also gave 1 stealth, which is kind of cool. And then don't spend any energy. We probably have still lost, but we did draw Demon Fiend. Maybe not. Now, I was just going to say, now that I thought about it for a second, I was like, I'm pretty sure the math works for us. So we still, and this is the problem with the way that we build this deck, but I really think you need these heavy units as the Hellhorn to get a win, but I might, you know, sorry if I'm incorrect about that. We don't have too many summon effects, right? Yeah, we have extinguish effects. So I think endless on a friendly unit is sensible. We'll always find a way to work it. As far as other units go... Am I insane to want to take nothing here? I think you can take Paraffin Thug and try to turn it into a glass cannon. We need the energy to be able to play Demon Fiend on turn 1. The end. And then we're looking for multi-strike on Demon Fiend. So I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, believe that we don't take another unit. 5 energy when a Tomb unit dies. Okay. Yes. Now if we could just get a vent... We got a lot of plays in there. This is a tough one, right? Because the multi-strike is awesome. But you're just stuck with 15 armor. We do have a tank. We do have a tank. But on the other hand, 30 damage and then a little bit more HP and getting armor on each kill. I think, look. You gotta run it through the old cerebrum. Keeping your champion alive is awesome. This one, I'm not sure we can do. Spikes 4? I'm going to say no for now. Just in case we don't draw Demon Fiend early enough to make it workable. We did anyway, but still, I don't know, it's tight. It's a tight one. So you guys are going straight to floor 3, huh? You still got to get it out there. I think we put... Yeah, I still think we play you up there. This is huge now. So that collector is going to be real tough for us to get to. No, it's not. There you go. Very few problems here. Dunk, 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 dunk. The problem with an Ascend is no matter what... Well, how much HP? You only have very little. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking right now, alright? Little drag up there. Little Paraffin Thug. And then let's ascend you. Which will mean that the Paraffin Thug will get a kill and give us some extra gold. And then honestly, I feel like a Train Steward in front of your champ, just to block a couple hits for them, is worth something. Now, where does the Steelworker go? Honestly, they're going to be on the bottom floor, but we probably should have thought about where to put them. I'll just own up to that one. And Petty Theft, you're taking 65. Much rather make you go through this. 10 health and burnout. I mean, honestly, for 0, this does let you live to do more damage and also take another hit. I don't know, it's a little wonky, but I think you let the imp take control here, so your Slay unit hangs out at the back. I don't know how much this is helping. I think you going is very positive. Now apply endless to a unit. Don't really want the train steward to have endless. Probably the best endless is either Demon Fiend, so you can resummon it if you die. No, I don't think there's going to be space for it. I actually think you might just put it on the Welder Helper, so you got a readily available supply of a little armor injection. There's no capacity right now, because we went energy instead of capacity. There's no capacity to place our... Actually, you know what? There is capacity to place the Demon Fiend up there now. I thought I ran the math. I ran the math, I ran the math and the math's wrong. I ran the math and the math's wrong. There we go. That's more along the lines of what we're looking for. I don't even think you torch this guy if he's gonna die anyway. Alright, what do you got for me? You got haste, which is horrible because you're skipping this floor and I have no direct damage. But that's kind of just bad luck, believe it. In my world, that's bad luck. And I don't think there's really... I mean, I guess... How long has it taken you to die? It's taken you longer to die than Burnout 2, so we will not do that. And there's no... Oh, there is an imp to sacrifice. Because we're not doing anything on this floor anyway. We might as well. And that gave us a Welder Helper. I think we prefer you actually dying, so I don't think it's a good play. So I think you just let this one ride, unfortunately. We should still have you. $78. That's it. 87. 96. 96. I lived. Turns out we did not have them. Branding right. We can play expensive cards. We need to be able to keep Demon Form alive. Okay, on Harvest, gain 1 soul. On Extinguish, deal damage to the enemy units equal to 15 times the soul count. We have to. We have to. Especially if we can get endless on this unit. So I'll just level with you. We need Pyre Health. We're kind of in that slow descent into death right now, but... I would say Armor 40 is a little bit more valuable than Rage 6 right now, but... honestly, get Petty Theft good enough and then yeet it from the deck. You costing 1 is better. That saves us 1 energy for the whole match. Remove Consume and cost 1 more. Okay, that's... I mean, we'll be happy to have that. We have multiple targets that benefit from it. Dunk. Dunk-a-dunk. De-dunky, dunky, dunk. We've done, like, no removal. So, straight up, this run right now has the flavor of a run that is destined for disaster. Even though I thought that it was actually going pretty well. So let's not turn that on. The next thing that's pretty much a must-have is multi-strike on the Demon Fiend. Dunky, dunk. Dunka, dunka. Dunk, dunk. Dunky, dunky. We'll try to get you set up on this floor. So we're going to have a great chance at the Collector. And we'll just save our energy. Although, I don't know, like a Train Steward in front. It'll block 1 hit, so I'm willing to do it. We're trying to get the gold out of this, basically. Dunka, dunka. Dunk, dunk. Deekity-doo-doo. Dunk, dunk. Even if we can't get the unit at the back, we're going to get 20 gold just for being able to summon this unit. So I want the Steelworker out there, but I think it's more important for sure that the Demon Fiend goes. The Dregs are not going to do very much, quite frankly. But we don't really want to give you bonus armor, so I think we don't play them, but it's close. We can't play it on this floor to get the Collector, unfortunately. This is always spicy here, but you gotta do this. And then up here. Dunk, 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 dunk. That has to happen. Honestly, I know you eat well off of that, but I think this is important as well. Dunky dunk. Dunka dunka. You're gonna do a lot of damage to our pyre. We do have 16 energy though. It's pretty good. How are we gonna make that? How are we gonna make it tick? Well, it's really just a matter of what unit you put endless on. Or what yeah, no, that sentence sounded wrong, but was very right. I think it's gotta be you for now. We're alive for the time being. You dying. It's not so good. However, that's big. Now you're all dying, which is incredible. Might as well tear you up. You getting a slice of that feels nice. No real reason to summon the train steward. There's a danger element here. Mostly in you. Oh, because you're not living. Okay, hold on. In that case, I mean, we have so much energy. I think we torch you. You're taking 42. This, like, this had to be the way that it works. We have 31 energy. Time to draw Devourer of Death. Oh, baby. Now we're talking. You're dying. You're not dying. I mean, we have no harvest on this, but at least you'll block a hit. I don't know about this one. So we can't actually summon much at all. Sadly. So I think we need this. And then... That changed nothing, huh? Well, in that case, we just lose. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like, yeah, you got me, congrats. I feel like melting Hellhorned is really tough, but I am tunnel visioning on units that I can't even play from the beginning of the game, you know? But I kind of need those units because the other Hellhorned and melting units are trash. How about not melting Hellhorned? Just throwing that out there. If you're gonna force me to do this, at least give me the good champ. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh my, you're really gonna make me do it. You're really gonna make me do it. Okay, okay. We'll make our unit, we'll make our train stewards stronger at the very beginning of battle. Then we don't have to remove them. We can remove dregs instead, and then, oh, we're off to the races. I'm not saying something's wrong with the random number generator in this game. In fact, I will admit, I am 100% one of those people where whenever somebody says something's wrong with the random number generator, I go, I get it. You don't understand how random works. However, I mean, in this case, come on. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's a lot of... It can happen in a truly random situation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it. We need that gold. Thank you. Thank you. I don't really mind you guys killing our burnout units. It's kind of, you know, expected. The real problem is our champ will not live long enough to damage the boss, which is always the issue with this champ early on if you have no burnout enablers. That's also, like, why I'm stoked that we have good train stewards. Genuinely happy we have good train stewards. Honestly. No, it makes more sense to kill you. I don't think they will necessarily defeat the boss. But I do think they will do a good job. 102 damage. There's no real reason to gain that energy right off the bat. Like, our train stewards, they're capable of doing some solid stuff here. Let's get this out there. Let's get this out there. Let's get this out there. I mean, right now, you're going to do 15 damage to our pyre. Now you're going to do 10 damage to our pyre. Now you're going to do 5 damage to our pyre. And then, yeet. Not a big deal to start with. We got 75 extra gold. We got our collector. It's a good start. I mean, we now... do we want to buff our train stewards? Is that where we're going now? We still just prefer the reform. But we also want extra burnout cards for certain. I actually think that the vent is quite nice here. We can get a high AoE vent. Go ahead, give me Demon Fiend. I'll take it. And I know you're like, why are you still sticking with the same stuff? Dude, my heart of hearts, I feel like the freaking... The Steelworker is just better. But I don't know. Now I don't know what to believe anymore, dude. I don't know what to believe anymore. Look, we're not going to be able to afford, like, heavy upgrades on everybody. We might have to settle sometimes for just having a wee little upgrade, you know what I mean? And inch by inch, row by row, we're gonna make this garden grow. All we need is a rake and a you-know-what, and a piece of fertile ground. So Molded brings our champion back, which is important because I think we need to play our champion early. And really, I think we lose out and we are a fool if we don't play our champion on the bottom floor. Because if they die, they die. If they're more likely to burn out than anything else. So to me, it makes the most sense for Sortin. I guess there's no reason not to do this. Well, actually, there was one reason. Good point. It makes sense to get them out there, and then you just hope that you have... Yeah, that's the one I wanted. You hope that you have the ability to reform them before things get, you know, too bad or whatever. Not that this... Well, actually, it didn't matter in that situation, but it's the principle of the thing. So you're going to burn out, which means we're going to very likely draw Molded next turn. So why don't you come in here as a cool little shield dude. And then I think we play nothing else for now. We did Mold, which is what we want. And then we could draw Molded again next turn. So we definitely want this out here. Even if it doesn't kill you, which it does. That was an important one. And we get a spare unit draft. Still want some heavy hitters, for sure. But the Burnout Lady Enabler would also be pretty nice. I think for now we take nothing. I really do like branding right. I think early on, Paraffin Thug is good enough. I mean, this is a much smoother run than our last one, mostly because our champion isn't garbage. Is what you're looking for. Although, now that I think about it, it works well on a Train Steward, don't get me wrong. But I think Paraffin Thug, being a little bit tankier and much stronger, is actually, it's going to pay dividends for us. It's a blue chip stock right there. I'm going to purge a spell, but I really did think about purging one of our cool Train Stewards and then having it come back later, but I'm pretty sure when it comes back later, it's mostly like pyre health related. So we'd rather have the unit as long as possible, I think. Just my 2 cents. And the thing is, we can now, when our Paraffin Thug dies, we can bring him back. We can bring him back. I think you love that, quite frankly. And honestly, it's very weird, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Why don't you just get in there and put up some blockers for my dude? Thanks for the gold, dummy. Now on this one, a little spicier. Definitely want you up here. You're a cool Train Steward. You're not like the other Train Stewards. You're a cool Train Steward. You're not dying. You are getting a kill. Magnificent. Why don't you come up there? And honestly, why don't you take a hit? The one thing I will say, we do need to get our reform whipping around a little faster. You taking a hit for our Paraffin Thug is solid. No real reason to get a drag out there, honestly. And we made a lot of gold off of that. You're doing fine. I'm not sweating this at all. So the gimme is like this. And then this. Now you're living. You're getting 2 more kills. You're getting 2 more kills. Oh, baby. The gold, dude. The gold. Now we need molded. That's what I was just gonna say. Now, honestly, I think you mold your champ, and then now you use your champ as the tank. And all of a sudden, this guy's getting another kill. And we are extremely gold rich. 5-2, 10-2 is an easy choice. And then honestly, rather than have you purge a damage shield, why don't you just blow yourself out on that guy right there. We're making a lot of money off of this, dude. And doing a lot of damage. This is not bad. Oh, and this. That's just beautiful. You are going to burn out. But only after a few turns. I thought that would still buy you some time. Apparently not. Let's get a double good train steward floor here. That top floor is still a doozy. We should actually, now that I think about it, we should leave space for like molded purposes, but it is what it is. Really? That doesn't... I really thought that would do it, honestly. We do have 10 energy. Our top floor is still a doozy. You're still gonna run into trouble. I'm not concerned. It's not a great time to have molded, quite frankly, but... that's not bad. Okay, this is a much smoother position to be in. Now, if I had to think what we need the most... another One Horn's Tome is very good. Unplayable right now. Honestly, I feel like Rail Beater works really well with the Paraffin Thug. Because it'll hit first, knock the units to the... from the front to the back, and then the backline units will be exposed for the Thug to just smack. And I think we do want capacity. So, yeah, I think this is fine for now. We can't play Consumer of Crowns. It's the best unit, but it's unplayable. Relic is really nice. We don't really want a unit, though. You know what? I have some, you know, controversial beliefs in this game. One of them is that sometimes removal beats a relic, but generally speaking, this is not reusable because it pierces, so it's gonna do a lot of damage. I think molded is pretty important. Losing a torch is pretty important. And this is the fruits of our labor from earlier. One Horns, we're trying to get it to a point where it's actually playable. It may not be playable for a while, which is kind of a... let's call it a common concern with the way that I play the game. Especially as the Hellhorned, I take... I actually think we can do it. I take too many units that are not playable, or too many spells that are not playable. Sorry, I'm on top of my headphone cord, as usual. Okie dokie. Little spooky, but hey, check this out. Boom, here comes the boom. Ready or not, here come the boys from the south. So the Entombed Explosive, I don't actually think it's particularly... it doesn't change anything here, except it minimizes the damage our champion takes. Our champion is very unlikely to die, but we're sending them out there anyway. By the way, we're getting 2 kills here. Oh, baby. That's good enough. I don't really see a reason to play anything else. Everybody else is dying. We could play a dreg so we don't draw a dreg. I should probably get in the habit of that. I do think it's advisable. With you burning out, are you hitting? How are you taking 30? Because you're dying. You're taking... oh, because you're getting 10 heal off of this. I do think... Well, in this case... the rail beater still crushes. Because now we're going to get 2 kills on these units. And I gotta be honest, that's 40 gold, which is worth quite a lot. And you're a 5x3. Now that I think about it, a 10x2 is actually a little better up here. Now, are we gonna mold it? I think we're gonna mold it, not because we want to, but because by molding, we can bring back our champ next turn. We didn't really want what we got from that, but we wanted to protect the card for the future. Now we got a 90-90 unit coming out here. So you're gonna die. So I actually believe we want our champ to be the tank, and I think we're gonna get a lot of gold off of this yet again. I mean, you're pretty good, but... It's not all about the gold, but it's nice. When it works, it's pretty sweet. So again, I think we're gonna mold so that we can mold next turn. And we're just gonna actually put it on our trash unit right now. Why would we do this? Because we want to mold next turn so we can mold our champ back after they die in the next fight, which they will. This one's not completely sorted yet, but it's really, really good. So I'll tell you, here's how we're going to play this one. You're going down. You're going down. That might actually do it. It's close. We're going to mold a burnout unit. We just want to make sure there's space for our champion, and there definitely is. I mean, dude, this is a really... I mean, we're getting a relic out of this one, right? Do you eat our spells? No. You sap our units. That's not that bad. And we got multi-strike, but it's still not that bad. Okay. Dude, spells get an extra slot. That's pretty good. I really don't think we need any of these, quite frankly. I think our deck, as it stands, is pretty tight. I think it's okay. Oh, and here comes our upgraded torch that we're actually just going to have you hold on to. So what do we need the most right now? It's a very good question. I feel like we could still use a super powered... I think we spend heavy on unit upgrades here. Making your train stewards good by committee would be nice. And we do have some consume cards. One Horn's Tome, for example. Rage 3. So for a multi-strike unit, it's 6 damage, then 4 damage. No, that's not true. It's 12 damage, and then 8 damage, and then 4 damage. I think this is good enough considering how many units we summon. And we keep summoning them as well. I really think Entombed Explosive doesn't... I don't think we require Endless, maybe is the way that I'm going to say this. Just because... we don't want to clog up our deck. But I will say, a Rage 7, Damage Shield 2, Multi-Strike 1, Endless Train Steward has a certain amount of temptation. There's some temptation there. And I think then we reroll, and we're fishing for greatness. Rail Beater Quick is pretty nice. So if there's a strong unit at the front, they don't really beat us down that badly. I just worry that we have a lot of good units, but no units that are truly spectacular except our champion right now. This is a really spicy one. But I'm also like, our champion combined with Paraffin Thug can kill most units on the first turn. So we want you out there. We want you out here. We want you up at the top, mostly for Relentless and also Collector protection. And then this will raise the damage taken, but I don't mind because our champion is going to die to burnout. They're not going to die to anything but that. To the best of my knowledge, at least. Oh, this is our downsized floor, which means we have to save some space for the paraffin thug. I would say... I mean, you can all... The question is, how are we going to get to you? And the answer is, we're probably not. I think the pyre is probably going to get to you. But any little units that sneak by are going to get torched by that. And at least this actually gives us a lot of protection on this one. We might have to rely on our pyre to kill the big units, but I do think it's worth it for... You're burning out on this turn, huh? I think it's worth it for the value that we get out of it, which is the relic. So you're just gonna make it. I can't do 95 damage to you at this point, so enjoy the 40 damage you're gonna do to the pyre, which is actually quite a lot. So I would say this is a way you can take care of a unit. And now that I think about it, I'm like, this is a way you can take care of several units, and you're dying anyway. Although it did just take away our gold triggers. Womp womp. We'll give you that rage regardless. He's actually going to do more than 40 damage to the pyre, too. He's going to do like 56. It's not amazing. So you know how this is going. This champ's coming back. 2 of you are living. Oh, that's right. I don't really mind you coming back. Like, our train steward dying doesn't matter to me because they have endless. Oh, that's spicy. Okay, but you guys are toasted. Did anybody die that turn? No, but we definitely do want to bring this back. There's no doubt about that. Because we need to bring our champ back later. Although I don't know where we're going to fit him, now that I think about it. So you have 8 turns of stealth. Stealth is like a huge hard counter for us. We can still fit our champ 1 floor up. So you play molded just to play it. We have space up here. So we will put you here. And then pass turn. That's a terrible turn. We'll mold you back from the dead. You got 4 turns of stealth. You're taking 95 damage. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are torched. 288, huh? If only I could kill one of my own units. We're close to being able to do so, but we can't. Because the damage shield will block our torches. Everything was fine until we hit that stealth. But I mean, still, it was a fun run. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. No more melting and Hellhorn, please. And I'll see you next time.